Of course, everything works as it should. Okay. Unlock talent. Because I just came home, did all of that.
I would never turn down Lord Phaethon.
Exchanged for one of those. Interestingly enough, I'm just where I should be here. So, like, how do I make this better? 17k. That ether physical, not fire. And yeah, what about this one? Also quite close, but I think not as close as I was previously. I think I was. No, that's not correct. Can't be. Try one coffee. Let's go for one coffee.
How about a cup of joe? A little bitterness can make life's sweetness all the more satisfying.
If I go for 60, I'll be able to go for one of 100. And then add a little bit more. To get the other stuff. How much of that do I need? I don't know. What I do know, though, is
Let me copy.
Save your strength, Envy. Yeah. Adjusting for wind. That was easy.
Ready.
Roger.
Courage is power. Knowledge is
Recharge.
Focus.
Engaging head on.
Let me at him. Out of the way. Not
Copy.
even close. Now you pay.
why does it suddenly stop giving me a lot of damage?
Friends, do you ever get something stuck in your head and it just won't leave? I'm not talking about like a meme or an earworm or something from the external world that becomes lodged inside of your brain. No, have you ever had an idea that is just stuck with you and no matter what you do, you can't get rid of it? It's not even a good idea, but it just won't leave. That's the position I'm in right now, and it's time to get rid of this thing that's been in my brain for way too long. There are 3 things that have contributed to us reaching this point. Thing number 1, have you ever watched the video for the safety dance by Men Without Hats? The answer is almost certainly no. I encourage you to go and watch it, not because it's good, but because you just need to to experience this. Anyway, the music video for the safety dance is this sort of pseudo-medieval village fair. People are wearing folk costume. There's Morris dancers. There's a jester. It is decidedly in the Ren Fair vein, but it's called the safety dance. Thing number 2, which some of you may be very aware of, is that I have a stash overflow problem, caused in no small part by, I went through a phase of getting really into mystery fabric. Like, yeah, sure, send me 60 meters of fabric for £60. I'd love that. Yeah, that was a miscalculation. It was actually 120 meters, and it's all right here. The first time I bought a mystery grab bag of fabric, because I had a video idea, one of the things that was in this mystery grab bag of fabric was this 3 meters of stretchy fluorescent high-vis fabric. And then later I did was supposed to be 60 meters, turned out to be 120 meters of mystery fabric, and they gave me this. 3 meters of, thankfully not stretchy, yellow fluorescent high-vis fabric. But before we get into all of that nonsense, I think now is a great time to tell you that this video is sponsored by Craftsy. It's been over a decade since I was drawing regularly, and I've been really meaning to get back into it, but it's been so long I didn't know where to start. So I found the Sketching 101 class by Mary Fan really helpful as a starting place. It covers absolute basics for someone who's never drawn as an adult, and really focuses on playing around with simple techniques which can form the basis of developing your skills. Mary Fan is an extremely talented but also a superb teacher who makes this very accessible, which is the standard I've come to expect from Craftsy experts. Like all Craftsy classes, it's broken down into small chunks with lots of step-by-step demonstrations so I can follow along at my own pace. With over 2,000 video classes in more than 20 categories, Craftsy is an amazing online community for all kinds of creative skills. Whether you're interested in crochet, quilting, painting, sewing, baking, art, knitting, or many other creative skills, Craftsy has something for you. If you'd like to join Craftsy, the first 1,000 people to join using the link in my description or the QR code that's appearing on screen, new members will get a full year of premium membership to Craftsy for only $1.49. And then the final piece to this puzzle, the final key that slotted everything together and solidified the fact that this really silly idea that I'd had since I'd seen that music video did need to happen, was critically acclaimed work of fiction / video game, Tactical Breach Wizards, which features my absolute favourite visual character design of any media that there has ever been, the Traffic Warlock. So I have 2 kinds of fluorescent fabric. I have a Halloween duvet cover in this much more neon than I expected orange print, which I figured I could use for lining and stuff. And I have arriving, hopefully today, a 25-meter roll of high-vis tape. And we're making a safety wizard. Why do I do this to myself and you? Now I'm up against it if I want to get this done in time for April Fool's Day, which feels appropriate, so we better crack on.
Just 1st of March.
So we don't really have time to do anything too complicated. This is the giant folder of all of the patterns that I have ever printed or drafted. I think we're probably going to at least start with one of these as a base. I do have a doublet pattern, which I don't love. I wasn't super pleased with how that came out. I think I might be thinking more along the lines of a fitted kirtle. From past experience doing Lady Jessica, I know that I can do a fitted kirtle in a stretch fabric, and that works really, really well. Obviously, I only have 3 meters of the fabric, but I think that's probably okay because I'm not going to make a giant skirt on this. That doesn't feel very safety. My main concern, now that I'm revisiting this, it's not really stretchy. It's just inconveniently wiggly. So maybe we revisit this because, so this stuff is extremely thin. I can see you through it. But this stuff, the yellow, is a bit more robust. I cannot, in fact, see through this one. So maybe we make a fitted kirtle out of this, stick a zip in it, because that works fine. And then we make a surcoat out of the other stuff and line it with the orange Halloween fabric. Brilliant. Thank you for being my rubber duck. So in terms of the actual pattern, I have a slight version control problem. Every single person you ever speak to will tell you that if you're making alterations to the pattern, you should make a fresh copy of the pattern, make the alterations to the copy so that you have every iteration previously stored. And what I will add to that is write extremely good descriptions of what they are on the pieces, or you will very quickly find yourself in a position where you have 6 versions of a pattern that are ever so slightly different from each other, and you don't know which one's which. That says V2 on it, which is moderately helpful. This says blue skeleton version, which is a little bit more helpful, because I remember specifically which one that was. Fitted kirtle front, scoop next, modest skirt. Version 2. I think that is the version that I want. And now we have sleeve problems. This is the version of the sleeve that I made for the, altered for Purple Halloween. The main problem I had with this is that it's very tight over here. I have very square, very broad shoulders for my size. And then I altered it for when I used this for Lady Jessica. I think went very overboard. From memory, the rest of it was pretty good. It was just, I've got a good 1.5 inches of extra. Do I mind that? Maybe I don't mind that. Maybe I've only ever tested this in a stretch fabric. Maybe we treat this as a wearable mock-up because God knows it's not doing anything else. Or maybe we just go for it. Maybe we see how much fabric we've got. When it comes to the surcoat, well, I'm gonna have to make some decisions. I could do a sideless surcoat, which is very cool and would be very easy, is very feminine coded. Or I could do something more along the lines of a coat or a robe, which we could do with just rectangles. Could potentially even just use my 18th century wrapping gown pattern, because we're not worried about how historically accurate this is. That's not a thing. There is one more pattern in this folder that I think could potentially add something interesting to this costume. Let's start with the kirtle and the surcoat and leave that as a stretch goal, because that's already, once you add in putting on the trim, which hasn't even arrived yet, that's a lot to ask. So let's start there. Am I drawing directly onto this fabric with a Sharpie? Yes! So I only draft my kirtle patterns down to mid-hip, and then I make it my problem to sketch out the skirt every time. Are you at an angle? You're at an angle. Maybe the Sharpie wasn't the best plan. I also tend to put, am I even in frame? I also tend to put more fullness in the sides than in the front. And the back I do a bit more, but this is the front. If you have too much fullness in the front, all it does is swoops between your legs and causes you problems. Ask me how I know. It's wrong again. I did not think this through.
So like last day
Okay,
tomorrow.
I think that's better. I am, however, going to keep those lines because I don't care. That's going to be like here. This is going to be a narrower skirt, I think, than I even anticipated, but that's okay. We can do that. This is going to be here, that, and that. It's probably about right. So we'll cut this out and then see if we've got enough fabric for the second bit. If I was an invisible zip, where would I be? Oh, I bet I'd be there. Yeah, are these long enough? They're probably long enough. Okay, well, that invisible zip isn't. It's okay. The yellow and black is not the worst thing. It's on theme, I guess, and this may surprise you guys to learn. This fabric is not that great to work with. Time to find out if I can iron this without melting it. Yes, I can. Okay, these sleeves are going back on the drawing board. They're too tight. I think, however, for this purpose, they are just about doable, so I'm going to leave them as is. I just will not use this pattern again. At least not on anything that isn't stretched. Yeah, I'm not jazzed about the arm-shoulder situation on this, but doesn't have to be practical, just has to exist. So, it is extant. I have not finished the edges yet, because I figured the tape has now arrived. I think I'm probably going to use that to finish the edges. That feels appropriate. I think that's my next step, and then we can worry about the surcoat or robe that I'm going to put on over the top. This is not a good fit. I maybe need to do some serious pattern revisions on this, or potentially I used the wrong version. See previous point of having like 6 unlabeled versions of the same pattern and not knowing which one is right. Reflective tape is on. A tape is the center front, which hides the not invisible zip. I may put a press stud on there if I think it needs it, but honestly, the tape is really quite stiff, so I don't think it does. Nope, I haven't trimmed those threads. sleeves, that's problematic. So for the hem, I actually folded it in half, sewed it on like a binding, which has worked quite nicely, because after doing the neckline and the sleeves, which are shaped, there's just a lot of like folding that had to go on and that. Not psyched about it. Had to take some out of the sleeve cap, still was too big. Not actually any better in terms of not feeling like I'm going to hulk out of it. My shoulder is actually filling that out fine, but I think what I actually need to do is make the back wider. So this is currently looking very safety. It's not looking very wizard yet. So I think we do, before I decide whether I want to make any further changes to this, I think we should press on with the robe. Now I'm considering a couple of options with the robe. Option one is we just do rectangles. That will work. It will be very square. I'm thinking maybe either elbow or bracelet length sleeves on the robe, and I'm thinking I want it to come to like below knee, mid calf. So we could just do rectangles. We could also, sorry, I keep pausing because there's this weird noise in the room. Took me ages to figure out what it was. I've bought a clock. Moving on. I could use the wrapping gown pattern or something similar to the wrapping gown pattern that eats a lot of fabric, which isn't inherently a problem, but I am thinking about the secondary thing. I was considering maybe, hopefully, being able to squeeze out of this fabric as well. What I think I might do, because I'll be able to like tessellate it better, is a bit of a combination. So I think straight from the point of shoulder down to probably like waist, then a bit of a flare. I can tessellate those quite nicely on the fabric, and then I can have a straight cut piece for each of the sleeves, and then it'll have a little bit of shaping and a bit of flare. Not overly worried about this being like super full, and I think that would give me enough fabric left over to do some additions. And I'm going to line it with bright orange Halloween fabric, just because I think that sounds like a hoot. That bright green high-vis fabric is kind of wibbly, not very stable. I think it will look more like a robe if I give it some structure and some body, even though the very cheap Halloween bedsheet fabric is also lightweight and wibbly. By their powers combined, I think it will have some semblance of body and structure and look like an outer garment. Awesome, very pleased with that. Let's rack on, see how we go. Have I ever told you guys my theory that scissors are the best possible pattern weights? They're heavy, they're pointy, so you can get into the corners of your pattern piece. Well, already good things about scissors. So what I think I'm going to do, this is not how I wanted this arranged. Okay, let me reset and then I'll explain what I think. Who could have imagined there were so many logistics to making a high-vis wizard robe? Oh, this is so wibbly. Actually flare this more. I'm going to flare this more. So my annoying problem is that I am making this 110 centimeters long. I only have a meter long ruler. That's probably about right. I was wondering why the edges of this fabric, where it had been cut by the store, were so wibbly. I'm learning why those edges are so wibbly. My scissors. Oh. No, actually, my scissors. I brought the meter rule round, but not the scissors. Safety first. Safety wizard would not be pleased if I was walking around holding my scissors the wrong way, so I definitely didn't do that. Oh, I was going to make this wider. Back round we go. Okay, let's try that one again. Okay, I'm just going to have to resign myself to the fact that I am going to be walking around this table a million billion times. How's everybody holding up, given, you know, the horrors? One thing I've really enjoyed focusing on is the blog I've been writing for Ko-fi and membership. It's not anything particularly groundbreaking. I just talk about what books I've been reading, but also it's just really nice. First week of every month, I sit down and think of what books I've read in the previous month, what I thought of them. I've been very lucky. Most of them have been good, or if they haven't been good, they've at least been enjoyable. I got out of the habit of reading for a really long time. I don't know, it's just nice. I almost feel like I want to read more because I want to like put a lot of things in the blog. That kind of incentivizing doesn't normally work on me, but this time around seems to be good. Cool, so I've got my front and back pieces. I need to cut some sleeves, which will just be rectangles. Then I need to figure out how we're going to make this duvet cover. I've got enough fabric in that duvet cover. Don't want to be ambitious, but I think we might just manage this. The sleeves might be different, but I think we might squeeze the whole robe lining out of this honestly kind of shocking Halloween sheet set. Like, I never have astronomical expectations out of Halloween sheets, but they're normally better than this. Medium-term viewers of the channel will be aware that I've made quite a few things out of Halloween sheets, and they've always been pretty okay.
Oh god. feels like this is going to be a slog. Considering I'm going to do it the last day possible.
Let's ride! Full throttle!
Capybara.
Hey!
Oh,
Our guests of honor are here. Now we can really get this party started.
okay.
Hey, Mualani! Oh, and Shilonen's here too! And Mizuki? You're back from Inazuma already?
That's right. My friends in Natlan are like family to me. I like to think of the people of the Springs as my home away from home. If I want to help people here, I definitely can't neglect the Natlan branch of my practice.
Miss Mizuki's work ethic is impeccable. She puts the rest of us service providers to shame. Well, I've had some weird dreams lately. Oh, like a client expediting a commission from a 4-week time frame to just 1. Or, like a rush order for some kind of spherical accessory with an element of danger to it.
Wow, you made that connection pretty fast, Traveler. Almost as if you're the one sending Shilonen weird commissions through her dreams.
Huh. Are those creatures dangerous? Anyway, the expedited time frame isn't even the hardest part. Spherical designs are tricky, and when you rush it, you end up with something that isn't even good. Point being, I've been having nothing but those kinds of dreams, so I wrapped up all my orders and decided to visit Miss Mizuki for help. And it worked like a charm. When I took a nap that afternoon, all the weird dreams were gone.
It was my pleasure to help Miss Shilonen. Although I'm not sure how much credit I can really take for the disappearance of those dreams.
In any case, everyone's feeling good and well rested now, which means it's party time! A party on the water, to be exact. It's a tradition in my tribe, and we're gonna have a blast! Yeah, let's party! Although, what does that involve exactly? Obviously, delicious food and drinks are given. But how do people in Natlan like to party? Wait, are you being serious? Oh! Do I spy a fellow extreme sports enthusiast? Well, to tell you the truth, those activities were where my mind first went to as well. But according to Chief Amina, not everyone likes high adrenaline activities. Even beach volleyball can be dangerous. It's all fun and games until you spike the ball straight into your friend. This event is supposed to be fun, not something that scars people and creates even more work for Miss Mizuki in the process.
Well, she does have a point. I'm always happy to help, but I'd rather not have a hand in creating my own patient's trauma. It's better if no one gets hurt.
Mm-hmm. Which is why I came to you for advice. So what's the plan?
Well, not everyone has a background in extreme sports, and we don't want that to deter people from participating in this event. As we were chatting, I happened to mention the Mikawa Flower Festival and its more laid-back approach to games, and Miss Mualani really latched onto that idea. So we decided to give Akitsu Haneasobi a distinctive Natlanese twist. The result is Rhythm Ball, a relaxing game that doesn't sacrifice on fun.
An Inazuman game with a Natlanese twist? What a cool idea!
Wow, and you haven't even heard the band at full volume. You must have a good sense of rhythm. Which, as you can imagine, is perfect for Rhythm Ball. The goal is to smash all the blocks by hitting the balls to the beat of the music. No complex techniques, no safety issues, just instinct. It's a game everyone can enjoy.
Wait.
Of course, with your
So-
skill, you could even add extra layers to the music
If
or
they
bring out a
change
new sense of
it,
rhythm. After all, different DJs can give the same song a whole new feel. And in a game that involves beats, the player can showcase that same
I
creativity.
guess we're
Who
going
knows?
to
In your hands, the
lose,
background track could go from an easy listening chill out piece
everything.
to something with a trance or artcore twist. Oh, I can't wait to see what you come up with.
Yeah, whatever you say. Wow, sounds like something you could do, right, Traveler? Yes, that's the spirit! As long as you and Paimon can play your hearts out, it's mission accomplished. Oh, and I'll grab some snacks and drinks for the rest of us while we watch.
Just remember to pace yourself, okay, Traveler? I'm sure you don't want an endless loop of dance-off stage music stuck in your head before bed tonight.
Well, thanks, everyone! This sounds like a blast! Plus, if Shilonin's the one DJing an endless loop of music in our dreams, doesn't sound too bad!
Something really familiar. Combat beneath the waves. Okay, so Minimum pyro.
Nice! Keep it up! Nice! Keep it up!
Right on the beat. Oh, nice rhythm. Right on the beat.
Hmm.
Right on the beat.
Nice! Keep it up! Woohoo! This is the best part!
Oh, nicely done.
Oh, nice rhythm.
Nice! Keep it up!
Oh no.
Bravo! Bravo!
Nice! Keep it up! Nice! Keep it up!
That's nice.
Oh, nicely done. Bravo! Bravo!
Right on the beat. Right on the beat. Right on the beat.
Woohoo! This is the best part!
Right on the beat.
Nice! Keep it up!
Oh, nicely done.
Oh, nice rhythm.
Mizuki! Mizuki! Amina just told me some amazing news. Thanks to the party, the people of the Springs had 40% more visitors than normal. And to think, we barely did anything to promote it.
That's great. I also have some good news. Over the past few days, the number of patients at my practice has dropped by 90%. If our goal was to lift people's spirits and give them a space to let go of their worries, I think we can safely say that's a job well done.
Then let's go even bigger next time. Add even more games. That way, there's something for everyone. Hot springs if you want relaxation, games if you want fun. Man, as far as vacations go, you can't get much better than that. Hey, Mualani! Mizuki! say no more. It's written all over your face. You had a blast, didn't you?
Are you kidding? An all-you-can-eat self-serve buffet? Paimon was on cloud 9. She had 5 servings of hot spring o'clock. And the Traveler was even more obsessed with the rhythm ball than Paimon with the free food.
Honestly, watching you play was quite the spectacle. An expert performance if I ever saw one. You should help me brainstorm the next time we host something like this. We can come up with even more fun games.
As far as I know, that does seem to be one of the Traveler's many talents. I look forward to working with you again, Ms. Noelani. Although it would be easier if you had a designated office space. Why don't I help you open a consultancy?
Ooh, I like the sound of that. Let me ask around. If there's space, we could put it right next to your clinic.
Good idea. I'd love nothing more than to be neighbors.
Ooh, all-you-can-eat buffets and hot springs every day? Oh yeah, that sounds like the life.
Well, if you had a permanent address, it would be easier to track you down if we need something. Whoa, wow. Yeah, never knew the day would come when I'd sound like one of my clients.
Oh, Shilonen! The music you picked for Rhythm Ball was excellent. Every time we played the game, we would start dancing before we knew it!
Oh, glad to hear it. Well, from what I've observed over the past few days, you have great potential as fusion artists. It could be because you've encountered music from all sorts of different cultures, and when you're immersed in the melody, it's almost like you can incorporate different beats on instinct. The most cutting-edge music often involves some form of fusion, so I have a feeling I'll be coming to you for inspiration one day. Here, I want you to have this. Give it a listen sometime.
What is it?
Oh, that's nice.
No way! One of Shilonen's mixtapes! At Shochi Kuikado Records, that would sell in a heartbeat.
Ah, yes. Not everyone can get their hands on the records or equipment Miss Shilonen recommends. It's a source of anxiety for some people. I once treated a patient for that very reason.
Oh, you can treat even that, Miss Mizuki?
All I did was help her manage her emotions. I told her to consider getting a job at the record store. Then she would be one of the first to get information on your latest recommendations.
Good idea. I just hope she can keep it to herself. Her job applications are about to become just as hard to snag.
Yeah, Paimon can't wait to hear it! Next time, we'll help you come up with an even better game, with music that's just as amazing as this time, of course.
That's a promise. People won't know what hit them.
Man, the party people of the Springs really know how to live it up!
Yay!
Exploration and trials. Adventuring is right up my alley.
I need to find time to send those Saurian relics for appraisal. The biggest one in history.
Ad Ast. Thank you for completing.
Not you. Not you. I'll try you. Mm-hmm. Attack percent. Well, either way, 10 days. 10 days is fine.
Burn it down!
Foot first, on my mark! Light up the blazing sun!
Okay. Let's see. Hat. How good is this? Let's see. Uh, na, na, na. Crit rate, please. That's not crit rate. And that's a thing that goes into the thing. Na, 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 na. Hey, you did I Banana, you did I Hey, you did I banana, you did Nope.
Light it up! Yeah! Scatter! Stop! Sweet dreams! Rise with the sun!
Bad dreams be gone!
Controlled breathing. Let's
Pyroclastic surge! Ah! Try and stop me! Yeah! Scatter!
Okay, what's close to Elemental Master? No. Healing bonus? No. Um. It's amazing that doesn't require an upgrade. That is trash comparatively. Yeah, no. Crit rate, then maybe. Not crit rate. There. It doesn't qualify as a potential. No. Not even close. Don't even try. Can you give me crit? Thank you. Come on, give me more crit. Thank you. Okay. And this has much more potential than this one. But in order to see it through, first need to get one more.
Light it up! Scatter!
Turn that frown upside down.
Faster! Stronger! Start the clock! Light up the blazing sun! Incinerate! Full throttle!
Give me more of the good stuff, please. Go. Please more crit. No. Well, shit. It's more than 2 misses already. To be fair, I'm not sure if those are even the correct ones. Well, I mean, this, not this one. I mean, this one. Yeah, not sure if this actually matters to me much. But yeah, let's try this one. Just out of the obligation. There we go. Okay, sure. And that's not convincing enough for me. Yeah, like there are better candidates, including this one. Not including this one. Yeah, this is much better. Amazing potential. Not sure. Not sure. I use this one. And bonus.
Rise with the sun! Burn it down!
Form first! On my
Pyroclastic surge! Rev the engines!
Okay. Yeah, alright. Alright. Mm-hmm. Well, that's unfortunate. And I suppose it's potentially better. Come on, give me crit. Okay. Not bad. Come on, give me more crit. More crit, okay. Let's not crit. 12, 16. It needs to go into crit. If it doesn't, okay. So currently it's better than the other ones. Yeah, 7, 13.2, but with that in mind, it has energy recharge. So it's a bit better. Wow. It's just ridiculous how pretty much the same it is. Should I even use this one? Something HP. How about attack double crit?
Sweet dreams!
Time to relax.
Stray cloud converge! Faster, stronger! On my pyroclastic surge! Incinerate! Try and stop me!
Anything? Well, that did. This one goes where it should go. Hmm. Conquer damage. I really like 13.2, it seems. $21.05. How does it even compute? Nope.
Peace prevails throughout.
Can it go more than once? Crit please. Alright. unfortunate that it went for the lowest one. Mm-hmm. Crit. 5%. Not bad, but please give me more crit. Crit. Okay. I'm really annoyed that this is the best offering currently. Switch. Which means that this and just rot.
The land and all things are made new, as buds and...
And I know it's not effective to be used this way, but it's way more manageable. Like that. Like, come on. Not you, not you. Two more.
Light it up! Ah! Sweet dreams!
Quick as a flash! Start the
Light of the blazing sun! Incinerate! Burn it down! Yeah! Scatter! Stop!
Controlled breathing.
Not bad. Yeah! Yeah! Full throttle! Incinerate! Yeah! Light it up!
Well, 17.8, which makes it 34 crit value further, which is pretty fucking good. Come on, give me something that I can upgrade.
Turn that frown upside down. Oh, tricky patient.
Burn it down!
Quick as a flash!
On my wrath from the sky! Rev the engines! If
It can go as high as this one. So let's see, 4 plus 8 plus 18, so 26 CV. $14, $15, $20. Can go higher. Can this go higher? It can go for 4 more. 4, 8, 32. So it can go 30 more potentially. Give me something. Let's see. 3% with lots of attack percent. I already have something like that. It is strictly better, except of course that it lowered compared to this one, but not much. Not by much.
You are presently unoccupied. Peace prevails throughout the land, and all things are made new, as buds in the spring. This is an auspicious era for humanity.
Nothing. Nothing. If it goes great, right? It's gonna be something great. The instead one defense.
Time itself is a silent song.
Just wonder. Alright, that isn't useful. Still, I can just get rid of it. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Yep. At some point, everything will work out. When that point is, I'm not sure. Alright, that's going to be it for the stream. Good luck, fun, thanks for watching, I'll see you next time.